Welcome to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be talking about a popular men's fragrance, Dylan Blue by Versace. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below so I can keep growing my channel and keep bringing you guys great content. I do appreciate it a lot. So before we get into the video, guys, leave a comment down below on what your favorite blue fragrance is. Dylan Blue was released in 2016 and is Versace's answer to fragrances like Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel. This one has top notes of watery notes, bergamot, grapefruit, and fig leaf. This one has middle notes of ambroxan, pepper, papyrus, patchouli, and violet leaf. The base notes are musk, tonka bean, saffron, and incense. Now this one opens up with a nice blast of citruses. There's the bergamot and the grapefruit, and I actually get a much stronger dose in this of the grapefruit than the bergamot. Bergamot adds certainly a little bit of a zestiness, but the grapefruit has a really nice strong presence, and I do enjoy that part of the opening quite a bit. Now the citrus accord is sort of underpinned by the watery notes, so it does have this somewhat aquatic, watery feel to the opening as well, which is quite nice and enjoyable, and it does add a little bit of uniqueness to the opening. I also get the incense right away, which does add a little bit of darkness to this and an almost smoky vibe, but not quite. And I think it was perfect that they picked a dark blue bottle because this is a blue fragrance, but it does come off a little bit darker, and so the dark blue color really works very well with that. Now, in the very initial opening, this one does come off a little bit sharp. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. So the first 5 or 10 minutes, it's a little bit sharp and certainly not as pleasant as it becomes about 10-15 minutes into this fragrance. That's when it really rounds out, the edges come off, and it's very, very nice, smooth fragrance. Now this is certainly a fragrance that is blue and does come off like a Sauvage type gel-like fragrance and has that fresh shower gel vibe to it. Although I will say that this one is quite a bit different, and I don't really get as strong of a feeling of shower gel as I do oftentimes with Sauvage. So while this is certainly a blue fragrance and very blue in the opening, it certainly does do a lot to distinguish itself from other blue fragrances. Now when this one dries down, the watery notes do disappear, and there is an overall freshness and cleanness that this one leaves behind. And that is actually really nice. If you want something that's gonna have you smelling clean and fresh, this is definitely something that's great for that. So it does have that very fresh vibe. And the citruses do certainly tone down, but I actually get a little bit of that grapefruit as well into the dry down. Not as much of the bergamot, but it certainly has this somewhat citrusy aspect to it that comes off very enjoyable and very nice. The ambroxan as well does stick around for a little bit, and it does maintain a little bit of that ambroxan-y sweetness. But overall in the dry down, I get a lot of patchouli and a lot of the incense, so it becomes a little bit darker, a little bit more patchouli based, and you do get a little bit of an earthiness that again comes off a little bit dark, even though it's very fresh and clean fragrance. The performance of this one is also quite good, so I do get about 8 hours of longevity, and for the first 2 or 3 hours there is nice projection and sillage. This one never really quite dies down to a skin scent for me, for that 8-hour period for sure, but it does keep a little bit of a cloud. It does move a little bit off your skin, so people will still smell it as you walk by. They will still smell it if they're fairly close to you, but this is not beast mode like Sauvage. So that in some respects is kind of a good thing, because I find Sauvage can easily be a little too much. This is still a fresh shower gel kind of a fragrance, but it's not nearly as strong, it's not nearly as overpowering as something like Sauvage. Now it's not a slouch in this category, but it certainly isn't beast mode. Dylan Blue is also probably one of the most versatile fragrances that you can buy. So if you really just want to buy one fragrance and forget about everything else, Dylan Blue is certainly one that can do the job quite well. It's very versatile. You can wear this in nice situations, you can wear this casually, you can wear this to the office, you can wear this on a night out, and it's never really going to seem out of place. It's never going to seem like too much or too little. So it's very versatile and very mass appealing. It is certainly something that is also a compliment getter. so you can wear this just about any time. I decided to actually pick this one up again. I hadn't really worn it in a long time because the other day I did wear Sauvage, and although I really do like Sauvage, I feel like it's a little bit more played than perhaps some of the other fragrances that I own. And Sauvage really is one of those fragrances that I actually do smell everywhere. If I'm smelling a fragrance, it's probably Sauvage. And so I really like this sort of genre, but I wanted something different. So I picked this one out again, and of course I was sort of captivated by it once again after picking it up after a while, because it does have a certain dimension of uniqueness that takes it away from something like a Sauvage or a Bleu de Chanel, and it does smell different and different enough to distinguish itself from Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel while still being definitely in the same vein. And ultimately, if I was gonna buy a blue fragrance today, it would either be Dylan Blue or Aqua Atlantique by Bulgari. And the main reason, again, is that these ones are less worn. They're still really amazing, really great, mass appealing fragrances, and they're also really enjoyable. I like both of those fragrances quite a bit. But again, they're different, and they're different enough to distinguish themselves from the Sauvages, from the Bleu de Chanels. So anyways, guys, I think that is it for this one. If you haven't got your nose on this one, get out there, check it out. Don't know what you're waiting for. And as always, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.